Alhamdulillah, as brothers and sisters are aware, we are currently going through the month of Sha'ban, the month just before the blessed month of Ramadan. We find that the Prophet ﷺ, he would prepare for the month of Ramadan, and it is important that we also mentally, physically and spiritually prepare ourselves for the blessed month of Ramadan. It was the practice of the Prophet ﷺ that he would fast excessively in the month of Sha'ban. We find the hadith of Usama bin Zayd radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Allama Aini has quoted this hadith. He mentions that the Prophet ﷺ would fast 2 days every week, and he would never leave these 2 fasts out. So when he was asked that, "O Prophet of Allah, I see that you do not leave these 2 days from the week except that you fast in them. What are these 2 days?" Prophet ﷺ replied and he said, "Mondays and Thursdays." And Prophet ﷺ mentioned that these 2 days تُعْرَضُ فِيهِمَا الْأَعْمَالُ عَلَى رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ, that the actions of a person is delivered to the Lord of the worlds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَأُحِبُّ أَن يُعْرَضَ عَمَلِي وَأَنَا صَائِمٌ, and I desire that my actions are presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and I am fasting. Thereafter Usama bin Zayd radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he mentions that I have not seen Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam fasting a month the way he would fast in the month of Sha'ban. Again he questioned the Prophet ﷺ and said that I see you fasting in the month of Sha'ban like no other month. The Prophet ﷺ replied and said, "Huwa shahrun yaghfulu an-nasu anhu." The month of Sha'ban is a month where people are neglectful. Bayna Rajab wa Ramadan, which is a month between Rajab and Ramadan. وَهُوَ شَهْرٌ تُرْفَعُ فِيهِ الْأَعْمَالُ إِلَىٰ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ فَأُحِبُّ أَن يُرْفَعَ عَمَلِي وَأَنَا صَائِمٌ. Prophet ﷺ mentioned that this is the month where the actions of people are presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the worlds, and I desire my actions are presented whilst I am fasting. On a weekly basis, our actions are presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is done on a Monday and a Thursday. And on a yearly basis, a more brief description of our actions are also presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is done in the month of Sha'ban. I kindly request everyone to make a practice of fasting in the month of Sha'ban. Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali rahimahullah ta'ala, he mentions that the month of Sha'ban is a month to practice and prepare oneself for the fasts of Ramadan. The month of Sha'ban is an opportunity to prepare ourselves, get used to fasting, and welcome the month of Ramadan fully prepared. It is a month wherein a person can get rid of the bad habits a person has, so that he can take full benefit from the blessed month of Ramadan. Ibn Rajab al-Hanbali rahimahullah ta'ala also mentions that because of the fact that the month of Sha'ban is a preparation ground for the month of Ramadan, then similar to fasting, we should also start reciting Quran, as reciting Quran in the month of Ramadan is something more virtuous. We should start this action also in the month of Sha'ban. So whilst fasting, we are also preparing ourselves to recite the Quran. So as soon as the month of Ramadan begins, we are in full gear, ready to benefit from the holy month of Ramadan. We find in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, إِذَا بَقِيَ نِصْفٌ مِّن شَعْبَانَ فَلَا تَصُومُوا, that when half of Sha'ban is left, فَلَا تَصُومُوا, then stop your fasts. And you find another hadith which Ibn Hibban rahimahullah ta'ala narrates. Imran ibn Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu says that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to Imran ibn Hussein, أَسُمْتَ مِنْ سَرَّ شَعْبَانَ شَيْئًا, that do you fast at the end of Sha'ban? He said no. قال فَإِذَا أَفْتَرْتَ فَصُمْ يَوْمَيْنِ. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that if you do not fast, then fast 2 days. From this we understand that at the same time when we are preparing for the month of Ramadan, in the month of Sha'ban, we should make preparation spiritually by fasting, reciting Quran. At the same time, we shouldn't tire ourselves out. This is why we find Prophet ﷺ telling us not to fast from the 15th of Sha'ban onwards. Not to say that if a person was to practice fasting after the 15th of Sha'ban, he is going against the command of the Prophet ﷺ. Rather, the Prophet ﷺ is telling us that prepare yourself, but do not tire yourself by fasting before the month of Ramadan. So my dear brothers and sisters, let us use this opportunity whilst many of us will be at home. Let us fast as much as possible in these days, recite the Quran as much as possible in these days, and prepare for the holy month of Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.